So today I have been checking the valve clearances and I've had to adjust the shims. So we're on 27,000 miles and it is a bit of a job, but it's not too bad. I should have done some more filming earlier, but basically to get the cover off this item here, it is much easier if you first of all disconnect the throttle cables. Very easy to do. Disconnect the clutch cable. That's off. They're hanging out here. Again, relatively easy to do. Most complicated thing I'd say is the radiator removal. I've just hung it out the way at the moment, but it's not really that difficult in actual fact. You disconnect the bottom hose, drain out the fluid from there, and if you leave the cap on and leave it sealed at the top, it will drain out slowly. When you think most of it's out, you've then got to disconnect the top, 2 seconds, the top hose here, because that allows you then to move the radiator right out the way. There is a cable here which I haven't bothered disconnecting because I don't need to, and I couldn't quite get to it. So that's on that side. That gives you full access. To check the shims, you don't need to take the cam adjuster out because you want that nice and tight, and obviously mine is working because it's nice and tight. On this side of the bike, to get the cam cover off, you do actually have to, I found, remove and just loosen the rectifier, and to get to the rectifier you have to remove the horn. Okay, so you just wibble these out the way. The rectifier I found you had to get off because it's just not enough room behind this, so pulling it out the way made it easier. Then to adjust the shims, I thought I'd have to take the cams out. Just show you, there's the cams here, and there's 8 bolts to take those off, but you don't in actual fact, and there is a much easier way of doing it, which is to remove this cover bolt here, and then inside of that is a rod which the cam follower flips on, and you just slide it out. You have to put a 6mm threaded rod into there, and you just pull it out. It's really very easy, and the cam follower then is loose, and that gives you access to the shims, which are just here. There's two on each side. I'm afraid I didn't film the adjustment, but it's done. And what I used to record these and to calculate was this tool here, which I found very useful. It's called Dirt Cloud. And Dirt Cloud is like an Excel spreadsheet with a front on it. But basically you put your valve details in, what you've measured, what the shim is that you've got, and then it calculates what shim, if you need to, change. Now I had to do my 2 exhaust ones, and as I say, that thing's called Dirt Cloud, dirtcloud.com. Very useful. And that's it really. So it's not as bad as you think. I imagine the most awkward thing to get off was the fuel connector, but once you know, just to push that in and pull off, it's quite simple. Yeah, so give it a go. Not as bad as you think. Honda Farnham quoted me £400 to do this, just the valve clearance, just the clearance. I was gobsmacked. So hence I've had a go myself, and it looks okay. One point. To set the valves in the right position, i.e. top dead centre, you remove this here to rotate the engine with the plug out, and then through this hole here you get the marking point, and there's a little T. Basically you slowly rotate the engine around till you see the T. When that T is here, go and check that your 2 cam lobes are facing up. If they're not, rotate it again, and the next stroke round they will be facing open, so you can check both sets of cams at the same time. And just to demonstrate that, what you see on the cams on there is the words X and in. And so if they're in line with the top of the engine, then you know you're in the right position. That's it. Good luck.